Hi there. In this video, I'm going to continue on with the expense application example and talk about list views and what the default view is. Let's get started. So in the previous videos, we created the three data models of employee, expense, and expense item. Each employee can have one or more expense claims, and each expense claim can have one or more expense items. Since that time, I added some new data to each one of these models, and I created a new pick list to identify the type of expense the employee is claiming. All of the pick lists that you create are all available in the pick list menu option in the configuration menu. So let's go back to our employee model. So one of the things I did not do is actually create any application objects. Everything has been created for me automatically, but really all I've done is create data models and enter data. So Ruly added the badge number and hire date columns for me automatically, and even the expense column where I linked that field to the expense table. So this is where I want to introduce the concept of the default view. You notice up here it says default view and then employee, which is the name of my model. So Ruly generates this list screen for you automatically. So this is a great feature as you're building and prototyping your application. Ruly will automatically add those new columns that you've added to your model to your lists. Now on this list, I have the ability to search and sort by any of the columns. So I can click on a column title and it will sort that column either ascending or descending. I can type some text into one of the fields and it will find all records that match that search criteria. I can also edit this list and change the columns that you see on this list, and even add filters and create many different views based on the same object. And I would select those different views through this view selector here. So to edit a view, notice the gear icon on the right side. By clicking on that, the view goes into edit mode. The blue highlighted border also indicates that I'm in edit mode. So once I'm in this mode, I can remove columns, I can add them back, I can change the order of columns by dragging and dropping those columns. Once I'm done, I'll click Save. Now the thing is, once I've made changes to the view, you notice that it's no longer called default view. And so now the feature of automatically adding columns as I make changes to my model, that feature no longer happens. So it's something to keep in mind. It's better to leave the views alone until you're fairly satisfied with your model. However, you can always delete this view by going to the Views menu option. We find that employee view and we delete it. Now if I go back to the employee menu option, I return and Ruly generates the view for me. So that's it for this video. I'll cover chips fields in the next segment. Thanks for watching.